Oh, Thursday cannot watch it. Man, I never known about that one. Cannot cut hair. Hey, he's starting a new one. Okay, got a lot. Indians got any?
You cannot cut your fingernails.
Oh.
Because it's dark.
You can't see it. Ow, I cut my finger.
Of course, you have to laugh at it, just don't do it at night lah.
Okay. What will happen if you do it?
You will attack some male properties.
Oh, at night cannot use saw.
Yeah, cannot use saw.
Saw. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you cut your nails, nail Portuguese will visit your house.
What?
A nail Portuguese ghost.
Oh, okay. Nail.
Portuguese.
The Indian version of a tooth fairy. Okay, so we know about all these superstitions, and sometimes during Chinese New Year as well, especially me, some of my wife's family, they are not Christians, so they do some of these things, and sometimes I get involved, sometimes because I want to, and sometimes because I guess, I don't know, have to be nice, right? For example, like they tell me I have to be at a certain place at a certain time, on a certain day, or a certain year, or what's bad luck, or something, or good. I don't know really whether it's just tradition or they are just making it up. And of course, the part that I like, I do lah. For example, fireworks. The one I'm very good. I think I realize actually it's I'm super brave lah. They like the Hong right? The super loud red crackers, and I don't know if you all saw the video, but we're trying to combine two strips together, and I said, never mind lah, just like two together, I held the fuse together. Then the guy was like, touch it, woo! I was holding it, like, still holding it, then he touch it, after that, one lead only, I said, like the other one! It's out already. Hey, yeah, I tried to connect, it's not going to work, it's out. And you know the one, the ear you see. Oh, ear you see. Well, you shoot in the sky next day. I only one, because I can't find water. Okay, now, I want to refer you guys to Judges chapter 4 and chapter 5. I'm not going to read the whole passage because it's so long. Today, we're just going to, it's just a play on the view of the heart. And someone might have to speak later on, not later. Otherwise, Judges chapter 4. Okay, we just keep it to Judges chapter 4 and 5, and then later on we'll be Psalms 20 and Psalm 21. And Isaac, if you don't have a Bible, anyone doesn't have a Bible, with Bibles behind you. There's Chinese Bible, there's Malay Bible, there's English Bible. Demo. Not yet, you bring one. Okay? Okay, and this is a story about a female personality in the Bible. Normally in the Bible, when you see a female character, it's normally kind of like a side character. In the Hebrew, for the Jews, the women kind of like, it's a very male-dominant society. It won't be very strange. It's not strange to us, we are familiar with it. So Deborah, however, in the Bible, was someone, a woman of God that was outstanding. There was not just your regular average, Jane, that was kind of like the background. She was actually the star of the story. She was the star of the story. And you read Judges, it talks about the different judges before all the rules, whatever. And then very short passages here and there, hit and run. But when it came to Deborah, she had 2 chapters. The others were like, one whole chapter got 3 names. But Deborah had 2 whole chapters to herself. She was a judge during the time when they had not yet had prophets, during the time when the country was in a mess. The judges were there before the kings were around. So judges ruled the land, and Deborah was one of these judges. Now, what happened in Judges chapter 4 is that there were some of these Canaanites that were oppressing the Israelites. and oppressing. And then Deborah decided she's going to do something about it. He calls this guy by the name of Barak. Okay, come. His name means lightning, okay? Lightning, come. And so he tells this guy to go and lead these 10,000 men against this Canaanite general, okay? And defeat them. Basically, she said, you go, you will win. Okay? But Barak was not convinced. He said he was fearful, or whether it is for whatever reason, he said, I will not go unless you go with me, Deborah. Okay? You can say that perhaps I would suggest that at that time, Barak probably might have thought this. He might have thought, you know what, since this is a woman of God, we bring her along as a lucky charm, a lucky talisman that you might wear. Okay? I don't know about you guys. Sometimes I see Christians, they wear cross and everything, and they will pray holding their cross, and it's kind of like a contact point of faith. Okay? You might call it that, a contact point of faith. Another thing you could call it is also that you're just superstitious anyway, sometimes. So I want to ask you guys, question yourself some of these things that you do, whether it's in your prayer time, in your Bible time, or sometimes this happens, okay, especially to me. They will say to me things like this, oh, the pastor's here, will be fine. Then sometimes I you know what, oh, dangerous, or things happening ahead, whatever, maybe I get in a car, like, oh, the pastor is here, don't worry, so forth, or something like that. Then I'm thinking, have you heard of Jonah? You might throw me up. Maybe it's today, God is going to bring me home today. But they use Deborah like that, like a lucky charm. You bring the lucky charm there, then you'll be lucky in battle, and then you win. Okay? So it was like that in Judges chapter 4 and chapter 5. Of course, as the story goes, the Israelites win this battle, and Deborah in Judges chapter 5 sings a long song of praise. And it happened that the hero was not Barak, but it was another lady by the name of Jael. I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay? So basically the Israelites won. Now I want to ask you guys this. What is the difference between faith and superstition? A lot of Chinese people during this time in Chinese New Year, they are very smart, intelligent people, they study, they are educated, but then when it comes to Chinese New Year time, right, they're going to wear red underwear. Okay? Which is scary. Okay? They're going to do things like that. Suddenly, it's like, oh, this year, right, if you are good, then you're going to, no, very good. If you're a tiger, then you're going to like that. If you're going to be like this and that, and then if you're a whatever, dragon, and then predictions, okay? I searched it a bit, and then I'm really good. They kind of make a play on how the tiger is going to eat the horse, and the horse is going to run, but the tiger is not going to be able to catch, and all that kind of thing. I'm reading it, it's like, oh, this comic, that's what it is. It's a novel, it's a story that they're telling. I think when the Chinese first started, they just wanted to split the years into 12, in groups of 12. Okay, and one cycle, just like when we split our year into 12 months. So their one cycle, whatever they want to call it, their zodiac cycle is 12 months, 12 animals. And then they say, then comes the whole story of why dragon came in first in the race. Okay, because supposedly they had a race, then whoever was first will get to be the first year, then the next year will be the next. So dragon came first, that's what I know. What's the next animal?
Rat first.
Huh?
Rat first.
Rat first, Serious?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, goes to show how much I care about this thing.
It's cool.
And especially, sometimes it upsets me as well when I call my daughter a pig and things like that. Or a dog or things like that. Okay. I know they don't mean that, maybe that in that way. That's what it is. But this is, Christian faith should be like this. It should not be a superstition. Christian faith is, I want to go through quickly a little bit about Christian faith for you guys, and define it for you. Okay, Christian faith is, first of all, not a blind faith. Okay? There are evidence around. We are not The Bible doesn't tell us to ignore evidences. The Bible tells us to examine it, to study it, read the Bible, read the whatever, signs. In fact, in Genesis chapter 1 verse 14, it says, the stars, when God created the stars, it will be a sign for us. Sign of what? I don't know. So find out what it means. Don't just say, oh, this here is going to be this zodiac and everything, and then you look at the star and you don't understand. But the stars point to God. Okay? If you need, study the stars. It will lead you to God. If you need, study nature. It will lead you to God. Study it. Of course, it is called a faith. We are talking about faith. Faith means that there are still uncertainties. If you know everything already, there are no uncertainties, no fog, no black patches in your faith, then that's not faith, that's a fact. That's a fact. Okay? But faith means that, as Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1 says, faith is something that you hope for, but you do not yet see, but you know it. Okay? So that's one thing. Faith is not a blind faith. And then faith, you must study as much as you can, you must learn as much as you can about it. Okay? And Christian faith should be rational. Okay? It is to be something that is logical, and you can explain as well. Christian faith should be something that should be something that is personal. Okay? When I say personal, I want you to be careful, okay? Because a lot of people nowadays, most of us young people, we tend to be very protective about privacy. Okay? And since we have parents here, I'm sure you all will be able to relate to this when Aaron or Rebecca is using the computer and Rebecca says, Aaron, I don't know what it is, how it's like, but it used to be that way in my house. And I'm sure you guys can relate to that. You try to email some girl or something and then you malu and I say, okay? We got a lot of privacy, a lot of things to protect our privacy. But when I say that faith is personal, it doesn't mean that it's private. It means that it's personal. Okay? Not private. Faith should be shared. You should have your own faith. But it's not something that you keep to yourself. You should share it with your non-Christian friends. You should even share it with your Christian friends. To encourage one another, to spur one another on. So Christian faith is also that. You need to be rational about it, okay? And you need to be personal. It's supposed to be personal. You should experience it. Okay? Don't discount your personal experiences. Today, because of our times and the trends nowadays, is that normally you must be able to explain your faith. Okay? It's a very, how to say, scholarly faith. You've got to study the Bible, and you must know how to study the Bible. Here are the rules of interpreting the Bible. Then you have a good faith because you know how to interpret the Bible. Okay? But more than that, I'm telling you today, I'm suggesting to us, especially those who are like my age and younger one, I'm now 33, as of yesterday. We need to be careful because it is a very important aspect that we could be missing out. Experience is a very important aspect of our faith. Does it mean that only intelligent people have a strong faith? No. Even the simplest of people can have a very strong faith, but they might not know how to interpret the Bible. But they have such a rich experience with God. So I encourage you, as you read the Bible, don't just study it. You've got to experience it as well. It is an experiential faith as well, not just something you study. It's personal in that way. Okay? It should be a faith that is based on history. You study history, nature, everything leads you to God. It should be a faith that is objective, not something where you are narrow-minded. Bible is open to criticism. Okay? You are not allowed to criticize some other religious books, but as Christians, we encourage anyone, challenge the Bible, prove it is wrong, and nobody can prove like definitively. Some suggest that it is wrong because like that. Genesis 1 is always a huge point of contention because day 1, day 2, day 3, and then day 7 we end. Okay? Then dinosaurs are how many million years old? How long has humans been on Earth? That kind of arguments are, okay? And we will talk about that in our Bible studies later on. Okay? So that's what faith is. Now, I want to bring us now to a little bit of interaction. If you would please click that. And today, this is what we're going to do as we end. Let's, first of all, I'm going to read Psalms from the Bible. Okay? Now in Judges, what happened was that the Israelites won because of one very important thing. The Canaanites came out to meet the Israelites to battle them, and they came with very advanced technology in those days. Okay? This is like today's F-16 now. Okay, do you know what's an F-16? It's a jet. Okay? And then like F-16s come out and meet, I don't know, maybe the American F-16 being launched from aircraft carriers, come out to meet Malaysian Air Force or something like that. Okay? Back in the days, they came out with their chariots and horses. Okay? Canaanites came out. I think the number was 700. Okay, so normally one chariot, 2 horse, 2 person, like that. Okay? So one person will be probably driving the chariot. Okay, one driver and one in charge of shooting, one gunman. Shoot arrow or whatever it is, spear, throw spears, things like that. And how they won was like this. God, during the season of war, normally they have season one. They got, it's like sports. They didn't have sports last time. They got season, EPL season, so you play EPL, okay? And during the season of war, it's summer, okay? Springtime, around there. And when it's kind of like the weather is nice, okay? And an unexpected torrent came upon the battleground. It rained so heavily and it was unexpected that all the chariots and the horses got stuck in the mud, and everyone who did not got stuck in the mud died. Okay? That is the short version of that story. So basically, the Israelites won because God sent rain. So whatever F-16, whatever modern technology we have, all God can do is like this: rain, water, the end. End of story. God wins, we lose. Simple as that. Now, Psalms 20. We fast forward to Psalm 20. Okay, only from here. You guys can look here, so we are using the same version. In times of trouble, may the Lord answer your cry. May the name of God of Jacob keep you safe from all harm. May He send you help from His sanctuary and strengthen you from Jerusalem. May He remember all your gifts and look favorably on your burnt offerings. May He grant your heart's desires and make all your plans succeed. May we shout for joy when we hear of your victory and raise a victory banner in the name of our God. May the Lord answer all your prayers. Now I know that the Lord rescues His anointed king. He will answer him from His holy heaven and rescue him by His great power. Some nations boast in their chariots and horses, but we boast in the name of the Lord our God. Those nations will fall down and collapse, but we will rise up and stand firm. Give victory to our King, O Lord. Answer our cry for help. Today, this is kind of like the prayer that you pray before you go out to battle. Okay? And today we're going to have a little bit of discussion. We go to the slide before. Let's do this together. Maybe at this point, I'm gonna shut down, and we're gonna just form a simple circle as we did. We're gonna end this, we're gonna discuss, and then we're gonna pray for one another as well. So if you can, very quickly, let's form a circle. Because we have so few people, it's convenient. We can talk to one another more. Alright?